Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is originally created and intended for Friday the 16th of September, but it is not solely set for that date. If you are seeing it on a different date and it still makes sense to your life, by all means utilize it. If it doesn't make sense or it doesn't fit, that's okay. It just may not be your reading. Don't worry about that. Please, if you're new, check out my drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, what decks I'm using, how to follow me on social media or book a private reading with me. Also, easy ways to support the channel. Great ways to do that is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, share the video out, and leave me a question or comment. I will refer back to the Sunday reading, which populates in the lower left-hand corner, so if you hear me talking about cards that you don't see present in this reading, I'm referring back to that reading, and you can check that out after. Alright, so let's see what the cards are today. Feels like a really powerful week, guys. It's been really interesting. We've been seeing a lot of repeat cards, and so let's see what we've got going on today. And our card today is the Two of Cups. Probably, I would say, in my top 3 favorite cards of the deck. Okay, we have not seen it in this version of this deck. What I love about this is it's so green and healing, right? It's associated, that green color associates directly with the heart chakra. Two of Cups, twos are about relationships, in my opinion, when I read tarot, right? And sometimes that relationship can obviously be with somebody that's outside of ourselves, but it can also be the relationship to the self, right? So I want you to kind of keep that in mind too. So if we're dealing with somebody outside of ourselves, today is a good day to bond with them, to come closer to them, to see what they have to offer, what they can show us, what they mirror to us in our relationships. This could come across in a multitude of relationships. Two of Cups is oftentimes like a love card, right? A romantic love. But this can also be about this love that we have for, say, friends or family and the bonds that those relationships produce, the honor and the education that comes from those. Now, part of the reason why I like this card is in the Sunday reading, the midpoint card, we had a lot of really powerful cards in the Sunday reading, and it was about a truth coming, in my opinion. It was about living by a truth, settling into that truth, and understanding that truth. And the midweek card was the Star, which is that gentle peace. Now, we're heading into Friday, which would be the end of the week, and that was the King of Swords. King of Swords is more logical than romantic, but there's a truth to him, there's an acceptance to him, there's an awareness and an intelligence to him that I feel like both the Star, that peace, tranquility, gentleness, compassion even, and then the intelligence or wisdom of the King of Swords, the logic of the King of Swords, allows us to see our relationships quite clearly today. We've also been seeing the Emperor a lot this week, and to me, he's looking out to the horizon. If we're trying to build a relationship or build upon a relationship in a positive way, today's card signifies this is the day that we do it, right? Yesterday's reading was also very much about being empowered and following our own spiritual truth. Oftentimes, our emotions are tied to the spirit, and the emotions of the Cups card, or certainly the Two of Cups, would allow the truth that we sort of maybe are figuring out or revealing to ourselves or understanding and allowing to deepen within ourselves from yesterday's reading is taking effect, and now it's taking effect in our emotional body. It's taking effect in how we interact with others, and that effect is positive with the Two of Cups, right? This could be very much a step forward in a relationship, oftentimes romantic, but I don't want it to just only be about romance today. This can be about the betterment of any sort of relationship where there's kindness, compassion, care, and love. But to me, it feels like our heart chakra, is opening, our compassion is opening, our willingness to accept someone for who they are, what they are, how they are, and see ourselves within them. And they do the same, right? They see themselves within us. They understand and hopefully appreciate what we teach them and vice versa. That's kind of the union of the Two of Cups. It's a beautiful card to have for today, especially with the power cards that we've been seeing all through this week, because it feels like even if this is a transformation of relationship within ourselves, there's definitely a deep love, care, and compassion or appreciation of what we've learned, what we've grown, and what we have from within. There's something that we can offer, even that if that's only within our own self-awareness. It's there, and it's tangible, it's powerful, and it's beautiful. So let's go to the shamanic medicine card. Okay, we have Tree of Life, Conception. And again, we have this green color, which associates with the heart chakra and with growth. And I love from this seed grows this beautiful cosmic leaf. Something here is going on. This, to me, I'm going to just pitch it out there. I don't necessarily get into soulmate-y stuff, but to me, this feels cosmic. This feels connected. It's definitely based in growth, love, harmony, and this idea of conception. You know, it gives me this idea or this feeling of something new is growing, or there's a new path, a new opening, a new level that we're reaching within our relationships that is healing to a degree. I also love all of the green of the trees here, and then we have this green leaf here. So it's like we're producing more growth, more harmony, more possibility within our relationships. Remember that grounding stone for this week is the word hope. This would be very much that hope, right? That romantic hope, or that love. What was it? Was East, wasn't it? Emergence, right? The shamanic medicine card for the week was East and emergence, and there was also a picture of a tree growing there, and the sun rising, and the birds singing. And when I think of conception and emergence, these are about new beginnings. These are about growth, birth, things moving forward in probably a little bit of a gentle way, but because we have that stars sort of influence kind of fading out from the Sunday reading. But we also have the intelligence of the King of Swords, so there's a logic that we're bringing into this too. There's a wisdom and an astuteness and authority, a care through the King of Swords, where we're thinking about things, we're making the right decisions for the right reasons, so that we can grow upon and conceive, be hopeful about our relationships growing in a more cosmically connected, spiritually centered, healing way, guys. Let me read you Tree of Life. And I also think that this has to do, just going to say this, yesterday's reading was quite powerful as far as acceptance of our own sort of awareness and spiritual power. So in that acceptance, sometimes when we're able to accept ourselves more so, then we're able to accept others, and that brings about this warmth of this Two of Cups, and then new growth can evolve. So Tree of Life, nothing can grow, no person, plant, or idea, if it's not properly nourished. From the moment an idea is conceived, it is vital you nurture it so it can come to fruition. If you are thinking about having or extending a family, be sure you are doing so for the right reasons. Calling a divine being into the world is a big responsibility. If you have an amazing idea, then research, prepare, and be ready to see it through. All additions to our lives bring forth challenges and change, but also offer important spiritual connections. We all have roots that are seated in our past lives and branches that stretch out into our future possibilities. How you tend to your tree affects what it produces, either a healthy apple or spoiled fruit. A dying tree, weak at the roots or bereft of foliage, means a compromised connection to the source of all life, as well as to your inner wisdom. From such a place, very little stands a chance of being given life. Tree of Life revealed. Ancient and modern religions use the Tree of Life to symbolize the process of attaining wisdom or enlightenment. The Kabbalah, Axis Mundi, and the Bodhi tree are all prime examples. The tree is a pillar of strength, a connection between realms, and a symbol of balance. Trees remind us that the importance of nurturing ideas from tiny seeds if you want them to thrive and bear fruit. Other divinatory meanings. Solid preparation is key to your success. Take responsibility for your actions. A new idea needs careful planning and consideration. See a project through from start to finish. A challenge is a blessing in disguise. A decision needs to be made. Time to reinvent yourself. Tree of Life speaks from the first small seed to mighty tree. Be sure to learn from all you see. Keep roots healthy and leaves in light. Enlightenment awaits, and joy is in sight. I really think this is about finding that truth that is within us, and then when we accept that truth and we settle into it through the star, we're able to grow in ways that we didn't otherwise understand. And that growth produces sort of more love, more compassion, more healing, and kind of connects us at a deeper, more cosmic or soul level today to the relationships that we have. And in doing that, we also feel more, it's like it almost feels cyclical to me. Like we all almost feel more of that Two of Cups energy. And then that Two of Cups energy feeds that, you know, the wisdom and the peace of the star, thus growing this tree of life further and further and further. So our attention should be placed on those that we love, things that we love, ideas that we love, and nurturing them today, growing them, not challenging ourselves, but like rising to the challenge to produce more of what it is that we want, allowing that hope stone for the week to push us to keep us open to the possibility. Now let's see what the clarifiers are. We have the World. This is about celebration. It's the end of the Fool's journey. It is major arcana, so it's big energy, right? But it's about being vulnerable first. She's naked. She's in the celebratory wreath. She has all of this support. This is about chapters ending and new beginnings, right? It's the ending of the major arcana cycle and the beginning of the Fools coming in for the next cycle. So what I feel like this is saying to me is that whatever we've been learning this week about ourselves, and it has been ideally, profound and empowering, that's enabling us to maybe be more vulnerable in our relationships, be more present, be more aware of what we're being shown, and allowing that to grow, those things to be conceived, to emerge forward, the possibility of change. And all of that is embraced as we sort of close up one chapter successfully and understand, oh, that's why I went through those struggles, that's why I went through those fears or worries, and now I can move into this area, this genre, or this next chapter, feeling complete, feeling slightly more vulnerable, but also feeling protected, aware, and sound in our knowledge, in our wisdom. The next card is the King of Wands. He's associated with the sign of the fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. It's interesting to me because he's looking straight at this woman here in the World. That's the first thing that I catch, and it's giving me sort of romance vibes similar to this Two of Cups. I don't necessarily always go romance, but the King of Wands would be about passion, right? He would be about taking action. So whatever, I'm going to say this. There could be somebody, there's like two meanings here because I feel like she's being watched by him. So I'm going to say for a very specific few of you, there's somebody that's very trained on you right now. There's somebody that's very much paying attention to you, that loves you, and you may not be aware of it or paying attention to it because you're caught up in your own world, your own completions, and whatever you're doing, your success or how you're transforming your life or the choices that you're making are attracting this, potential fire signs attention. And he will make himself known. The King of Wands never hides, right? He's a kind of like I see it, I take it, it's mine. He's all about action. But that's one thing that I'm getting off of this. The other thing that I'm getting off of all of this is that if we are this King of Wands, right, if this card is us, then now is the time to listen to our spiritual desires. Now is the time to make informed decisions. Remember, we have that King of Swords also incoming in these last few days from the Sunday reading. So making logical, smart decisions about what it is that we desire would be key today, and taking action on that from a place of wholeness, celebration, completeness, compassion, growth, doing that today. And this, yes, this is about relationships today, I feel like, but we can also apply these concepts to, our job. Is there something about our job that we love, that we want to grow, that we want to emerge, that shows us something about ourselves, that allows us to appreciate ourselves and our job better? Then go for it. Complete those cycles and then start to train your eye and your logic towards the next, right? And start to take action. And then the third and last card is, hello Leo energy, more fire energy, but it is the Strength card. And again, we have a union between the woman and the lion, right? They are complementary to one another. It's interesting to me, we're seeing a lot of major arcanas in these clarifiers this week too. The strength card is about having the strength to sort of live up to maybe the vulnerability that I see in this reading. The vulnerability is in the world, the vulnerability is in the Two of Cups, the vulnerability is even in this, conception card of new beginnings, right? Are we strong enough to live by the desire that the King of Wands wants? Are we strong enough to take the risk to put ourselves out there, to explore our relationships and offer them healing, allow ourselves to be seen? I believe we are. That's why the Strength card is here. She's also nurturing that lion. There's a care and compassion in that card that, to me, most people would be afraid to put their face or their hand in that lion's mouth. But what she's doing is she's trusting that the relationship is strong enough that this lion is not going to hurt her. And in truth, it is. And the lion understands that he needs her just as much as she may need him. So there's something very beautiful happening here. And for those of you that are in relationships, pay attention, especially romantic relationships, because this feels, even though these aren't the most sort of romantic of cards, this feels like our romantic relationships, for those of you that are in them, are leveling up. A new chapter is opening up, a new phase of growth, a deepening of that care. Even if it's a non-romantic relationship, let's just say it's a relationship member with a family member, we're strengthening those relationships. We are growing them in a way that is profound today. Let's go to the grounding stone. And we see strength twice. So if we have any doubt in our relationship or in what's going on within us or around us, we have the strength to stand in that, even in the face of that doubt, and allow ourselves to continue to grow, continue to emerge, continue to complete the cycles, take the risk that the King of Wands wants to take. Be strong, trust your judgment. We see the King of Wands is fire, and so is the Strength card. Fire is about spiritual desire, but it's also about taking action when it's the right time, and I believe that we will with the King of Swords underneath all of this. We've seen a lot of kings this week too, like emperors and kings. So it's about having what we want, going after it successfully, and making it happen. We have this strength that we can ground in that strength, and that hope also feeds this, the hope stone from Sunday. So keeping open to the hope and the realization that the strength is within us, that we can do this, that we are completing cycles and growing new ones, and adding depth, healing, and awareness or self-realization to the relationships that are around us and appreciating them in those ways can be extremely, extremely powerful today. It's a really good day to maybe have, I don't want to say have that talk, but to show someone how you feel. That's what I'm going to say. That's a good space for this, and watch how that manifests out. That is your forecast for the day, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, share the video out, subscribe, leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and we'll see how this energy continues to transform, and then we have a new week ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.